Hello everyone, I am Sheetal Sangre from Kekewak Polytechnic Nasik. In this video, we are going to see third unit sequential logic circuit. Marks for this third unit is 12 marks. The digital systems are classified into two types, combinational logic circuit and sequential logic circuit. Combinational logic circuit we have already studied in second chapter. It includes adder, subtractor, SOP form, POS form, K-map, multiplexer, demultiplexer, etc. Now in this chapter we are going to learn about sequential logic circuit. So first, combinational logic circuit. As we know, the output of combinational logic circuit depends on present input. It does not depend on the past status of input. This circuit does not require any memory element, and due to that it do not have to use any clock signal. Now, sequential logic circuit. The sequential logic circuit output depends on the present status of input as well as previous output and the sequence in which the input are applied. In order to provide the previous input or output, a memory element is required to be used. Thus, a sequential circuit needs to use a memory element. Now, this is the block diagram of sequential logic circuit. In this block diagram, this is a combinational logic circuit. Input is given to the combinational logic circuit and output is taken from the combinational logic circuit. In this combinational logic circuit, it does not require any past input. But in sequential logic circuit, it required past input. That's why memory element comes into the picture. And to this memory element, clock signal is required. This is the comparison of combinational and sequential logic circuit. So first point for comparison is output depend on. So combinational logic circuit output is depends on the present input only. In sequential, present input as well as past input. Second parameter for comparison, memory. In combinational logic circuit, not necessary. In sequential circuit, it is necessary. Next category of comparison is clock signal. Combinational circuit does not require or not necessary for clock signal, and in sequential circuit it have necessity. Next is example. Combinational circuit, adder, subtractor, code converter. Sequential, flip-flop, shift, register, counters. So these are the comparison point. Now, flip-flop. So this flip-flop is nothing but a memory element in the sequential circuit. This memory element is required to store the digital data, either 0 or 1. That means we can say a flip-flop can store only one bit of memory, either 0 or 1. That's why it is called as a 1-bit memory cell. It has two stable states, high or low. High means 1 and low means 0. We can design it either using NOR gate or NAND gate. A flip-flop can be designed using the fundamental circuits as shown in the figure. Now we will see the construction of a flip-flop. So here are two NAND gates. NAND gate 1, input to the NAND gate 1 is A1 and output is Q. Input to the NAND gate 2 is A2 and output Q bar. But the connection is like this. Output of gate 1 is given as an input to the gate 2. Likewise, output of gate 2 is given as an input to the gate 1. That's why it is called as a cross-coupled inverter. Now we will see the working. Assume that output of gate 1 is 1. Hence, A2 is also 1. So, as A2 is 1, output of NAND gate 2 is 0. So, output of NAND gate 2 is 0. Then A1 is 0 As A1 is 0, NAND gate 1 output is also 0. Therefore, we can conclude that if we start with Q equal to 1, then we end with Q equal to 1 and Q bar equal to 0. That means we can say Q and Q bar outputs are complement to each other. Now next is applications of flip-flop. So generally flip-flops are used in wide range of applications like storing of binary data, counter, transferring binary data from one location to another, etc. Some of the most common applications of flip-flops are counters, register, frequency divider, data transfer, and we can say it is used in the memory required applications. Now next part is a type of triggering of flip-flop. The triggering is very important in flip-flop because triggering means making a circuit active. If we not triggered the flip-flop, then output will not active. So triggering is very important. There are two types of triggering of flip-flop, edge triggered and level triggered. So first we will see edge triggered. Before going to start triggering, first we will see the clock signal. In this clock signal, this is nothing but a clock signal, or we can say this is a rectangular signal. In this rectangular signal, this is a low level of clock signal, this is a high level of clock signal. In between this low and high, there are the edges of clock signal. Rising edge is called as positive edge and falling edge is called as a negative edge. So depending on low, high and edges, there are two types of a triggering, edge triggering and level triggering. So in this we will see edge triggering. The flip-flop which change their output only corresponding to the positive or negative edges of the clock input are called as a edge triggered. That means when flip-flop will change its output, or we can say respond to the output when it triggered at edges of the clock signal, either positive edge or negative edge. Now types of edge triggering. There are two types of edge triggering, positive edge triggering and negative edge triggering. So positive edge triggering means flip-flop will respond only to the positive edge of the clock signal. Second type is negative edge triggering flip-flop. In negative edge triggering, these flip-flops will respond only to the negative edge of clock signal. Now second type of triggering is level triggering. The flip-flop which change their output only corresponding to the steady high or low levels of the clock's input are called as level triggered flip-flop. These circuit do not respond at edges of the clock signal. Now types of a level triggering. Once again there are two types, positive level triggered flip-flop and negative level triggered flip-flop. So first we see positive level triggered. If the output of flip-flop respond to the high level of clock input, then it is called as a positive level triggered flip-flop. And in negative level, if the output of flip-flop respond to the low level of input, clock input, then it is called as a negative level triggered flip-flop.